Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Haden Janes of Petoskey football. How's it going?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I know it's been a while since you last put on a football uniform, but overall, how was this year for you?
Really could not have asked for much better. From a team standpoint, we had a ton of success. Uh, Reached a lot of our goals. Went undefeated for the first time in however many years it was. Um, Made the playoffs, won a district championship. Made it to the regional game. Kind of faced a really good DeWitt team. Ran into kind of a buzzsaw there, but we had a lot of success for sure. And then from an individual standpoint, I couldn't have asked for much better too.
So you're primarily a defensive guy, right?
Yes, that's correct.
What position do you play? Just for people that may not know.
So I play free safety. I made the switch my junior year from corner to free safety, and that was the position I had played my whole life growing up. So it was a really natural transition for me, and I was fortunate to be blessed with a defense with a lot of playmakers on it, and so I was just back there, making plays and playing with my guys out there.
Okay. Now we can go back and look back on it. What was the most memorable play that you had this year?
Most memorable play, huh? Um, Plays are tough, but I would say actually one that sticks out to me is we were playing against our biggest rival, Gaylord, and we were up, had a little bit of a lead. They had a fourth down, they threw it deep. I remember I was thinking about picking it off, but then like right before the ball got to me, I realized field position was more paramount there. Knocked it down, and I instead of taking the interception, took the field position instead. I was pretty proud of that.
Okay. Um, let's see. What's it like out there? Like as a like how many plays do you guys like run and how many formations do you have to remember, all that stuff like when you're out there?
The coaches, they make it pretty easy on us. We had a lot of new stuff this year, but everything was just pretty easy to understand. And it worked out well with our personnel. So, I mean, we were eager to learn every single week. We were putting in new stuff every single week. And the coaches understood that we had a group of guys who were smart, coachable, and we wanted to win. So they were doing a lot more stuff this year than we have in years past, but we were able to handle it with the smart guys that we have.
When Coach Webb came into the fold a few years ago, what was that like? I know obviously it's obviously him and his son, of course his son's the offensive coordinator and stuff like that. What's it been like to learn from him the last few years and all that stuff?
Well, they established right away a winning mindset within us. The first year they came in, I was up on varsity as a sophomore. We didn't have a lot of success. We were 3-6, but slowly year after year we got better, and all the work they put in the off season, getting us in the weight room, getting us out throwing passes, catching balls. They built us up to reach the point that we reached this year, and the combination of the coaches instilling that mindset in us and the players accepting that coachability, just great combination led to a lot of success for us.
Yeah. What was it? Let's see. Like, can you tell? Let's get inside Hayden's head a little bit. How does Hayden get ready for a game?
Uh, well, I would say I watch a lot of film. I think that's a big thing that I do that sets me apart from other people. So, I mean, I do stuff outside of practice. So I'm prepping for the game, days in advance. And then once it hits game day, I like the guys like to, blast some music before the game in the locker room, get amped up. I kind of like to keep it chill, let my mind relax a little bit. But then once we step on the field, it's go time, and we're all locked in, and we're all amped up. So I mean, I brought a big amount of energy to the team this year, leadership, and I would say it's a big thing that I brought on the field. Yeah.
You have you always been for you? I know obviously being the you mentioned the leadership side of things, like have you always been like, was that hard for you at first, or was it like, oh, I think I got this because I'm outgoing and all that stuff, and yeah,
I would say it wasn't hard for me at all. I've always prided myself on being a leader. From when I was like very, very young. Um, I wanted to be a captain at all times. I was always pushing guys to be better, and it just kind of came natural to me. And it was more hard for me to not be a leader. Like when I came up on varsity as a sophomore, I'm a younger guy. I'm still talking to guys, trying to get guys better, but it's they're also trying to get me better too. So it was harder for me then to not be a leader than it is for me to be a leader when I'm a junior and senior.
yeah. To go 9-0, to accomplish a lot of things this year, what did that mean to you in your senior year?
It gives me a great deal of pride, especially looking back after the season, looking back at what we accomplished. It's just nice when you go into the season knowing it's your last chance to do something great, and you look back at everything you accomplished. Brought a ton of pride to our community, pride to our school, our city. Everyone was rallying around us, and it was so cool to see. And on top of that, we won some ball games, which is always a great time.
Yeah.
So I would just say, looking back on it and just seeing what winning games and having fun can do for a community too.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's like, in a small town like Petoskey, I mean, you can go to the grocery store and get recognized by like by three people every time you go there. What's that like to see the town like, yeah, you're doing a good job out there and all that? I mean, that's got to feel good, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And we love being role models for the younger kids, the younger Northmen out there. We had multiple summer camps over the summer where we're coaching up seventh graders, eighth graders, sometimes younger than that, and they all look up to us. They all come to the games on Friday nights. They all know our names. Some of them are asking for autographs after the game. But we definitely want to keep that winning culture going in the future in Petoskey.
You signed an autograph before?
That was my first time this year. It was pretty cool.
Did you perfect your signature and all that stuff? Because you never know where you never know where it could go.
Yeah, mine needs some work. I will say that.
um, I know it was it's always tough to have to see the season end. Like, how do you feel like you handled the end?
Well, I would say this year. I mean, people say all the time it's bittersweet, but this year more than ever because we knew we were going to run into a good team in DeWitt. They got guys going to college, D2 colleges, they're seniors, guys with D1 offers that are juniors. They were a really good team. Um, we came in, we got knocked around a little bit to begin the game, and we kind of fought back a little bit, but ended up just being too big of a deficit. So it's obviously we're very proud of how we battled, but I mean, I thought we handled it pretty well. Everyone had their heads held high. The juniors were eager to get back out there right away in the off season. They're already up there working in the weight room. So I mean, it really just led to us thinking about what we accomplished, not dwelling on it too much, but also the emotional side of it, where a lot of these guys aren't going to play football again. Guys that we've been playing with since we were in third grade, fourth grade. There was a lot of embrace after the game, a lot of sadness, but a lot of pride too.
Yeah. Um, okay, this next one, and maybe I'll give you a minute to think about this a little bit, but what does football mean to you?
That's a great question. Well, I'd say I can answer that one pretty quickly. Growing up, football was always my number one love. Like I play basketball and baseball too.
Mhm.
Um, I pride myself in being a three-sport athlete, but football was always my number one. Um, I watched plenty of games. Big Michigan fan, Green Bay Packers fan. Um, I watched tons of games. I always loved to go out and watch a game, and then go play some backyard football. And then once I got old enough to play organized football, I just loved it even more. And being able to play football is just amazing because it's such a great sport teaches you so many great things. And I can say that I'm a better person after playing the game and learning countless life lessons from the game. And I'm just proud of what the game has turned me into.
Okay. So I'll ask about the other stuff later, but let's talk about, I know high school football may be over for you, but your football career is not. Why don't you tell everybody where you're going?
Yeah, so just recently, about a week ago, I committed to Hillsdale College to play football at Division II level. Very proud to be a Charger. Everything they stand for, their program, their school. I'm very proud to be a Charger. That's for sure.
Yeah. So why Hillsdale? What sold you?
So I wanted to keep challenging myself, um, both academically and athletically. I felt as if the level of athletics going from high school football to Division II, it's gonna be a little bit of jump. And I realized that as an undersized football player, I'm gonna have to work harder than ever. But I'm willing to embrace that. And then the academic side, it's nothing more I could ask for. Top 50 school nationally. It's going to be tough grades wise too, but that's never been an issue for me. I'll continue to work, and yeah, I'd say that's the biggest thing is I'm just looking forward to keep pushing myself.
Can you just describe yourself as a person? Like just maybe just like who, just who are you? Just like personality wise, like yeah, all that.
I'm say I'm pretty laid back as a person. Always try to be respectful, kind to people. Um, but I pride myself in being a three-sport athlete, like I've said before. uh, in the classroom. Always try to succeed in everything I do. I want to be the best at everything I do, and when I have teammates, I try to make them the best. Just countlessly, endlessly trying to get myself better and trying to make other people better too.
How is basketball going?
We've had some ups and downs this year. Um, we've got a relatively young team. A lot of the guys haven't played with each other a whole lot. So it's kind of just been a little bit of time gelling, and we've just been a little inconsistent, just led to some wins, some losses. But I think we're gonna turn around here pretty soon.
And then baseball, what's that going to be like?
Baseball, we have a really great program. My coach Signal, he's a great guy, knows the game more well than anyone else I've ever met. We have a huge senior class this year. We won a regional championship last year, only lost two guys from that team. We're gonna be real solid, and I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for it to be like the end of my high school career. Hopefully, we have a great season. Go out on a high note. That's for sure.
Lastly, what will you miss about high school football?
I would say the biggest thing is just the atmosphere. Playing in front of people you've known your entire life, Metoskey, students you've go to school with every single day cheering you on, playing with your brothers that you've known since third and fourth grade, flag football, Pop Warner football. You've played with them, and I guess just like the tightness of the team. It's going to be something I'll miss for sure.
Hayden, since this is your first time on here, we need to get to know you a little bit. How about that?
All right, sounds good.
You mentioned your favorite teams. Who are they?
Michigan football, Michigan basketball, just Michigan everything in general for college level, and then I'm a Green Bay Packers fan for NFL.
What's that like being I know Petoskey is pretty close to Wisconsin. Is there a lot of you out there, or is it basically do you get a lot of looks when you show up and then everyone else is a Lions fan or something?
Well, there's not a lot. My dad was born in Wisconsin, so he's been a Packers fan his whole life. Just kind of brought that to me when I was younger. But I mean, this year, especially with the Lions having so much success, you get clowned on a little bit. Packers had a little bit of a down year. Um, but I rubbed it in some guys' faces a little bit when they lost the Commanders last night. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so going into and then do you have a cheese head?
I do. My dog actually ripped it up, but I did have a good one.
Okay. Next time you go to Wisconsin, you need to get another one.
Yep. I have actually never been to a Packers game. It's a bucket list thing for sure. Yeah. I've been to about 5 Michigan games, but never been to a Green Bay Packers game.
Nice. Um, okay. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I'll go with either any one of the Rocky movies, 1 through 4, or Gladiator.
Yeah. Okay. Go-to place for food.
I love Qdoba or Chipotle, either one of those. We actually don't have one in Petoskey, but anytime we go on a road trip somewhere, travel somewhere to play sports, I'm always going to Qdoba.
Bowl guy, burrito guy.
I'm a bowl guy.
Okay. Maybe they'll get one. I know that I know both
Uh,
companies are trying
I
to,
would lose a lot of money if they had one.
but you'd also gain a lot of protein.
Absolutely.
Um, and finally, what's your favorite football moment at in your high school football career?
I would say winning the district championship this year. Um, we that was kind of the biggest thing we wanted to accomplish. Um, and we did in front of a home crowd. The first one of the first playoff games hosted in the last 10 years, Petoskey. It was just a great moment. We came out, we played very, very well, and it was a great way to end our season playing in our home stands.
Yeah. All right. Well, Hayden, thank you so much for the time. And congrats on a great football career. And we'll look forward to having you on again sometime.
All right, thank you very much.